Creating an accurate electrical bid involves carefully assessing material costs, labor, and understanding the overall project scope. Let's break down the process. For materials, consider the following typical cost ranges. Wire and conduit can be estimated at around $1,500. Outlets and switches, approximately $500. Light fixtures, around $200. Load centers, around $1,000. Smoke detectors, around $150. Motion sensors, around $200. Washer and dryer wiring, about $100. Phone and Cat TV wiring, around $200. Thermostat wiring, around $100. Now let's talk about labor costs. Rough in and finish work can be estimated at approximately $6,000. A meter bank update, around $500. These material and labor cost estimates result in a total of approximately $10,450. When developing your bid, remember these key factors. Firstly, understand the project specifications. Ensure you fully grasp the scope of work before submitting a bid. This includes reviewing blueprints, specifications, and any other relevant documentation. Secondly, get multiple quotes. Obtain bids from several electrical suppliers to compare prices on materials. This can help you secure the best deals and improve your overall bid competitiveness. Thirdly, consider different pricing models. There are various pricing models available, such as square footage, price per outlet, and price not to exceed. The most appropriate model depends on the project's complexity and your familiarity with similar projects. A square footage price might work for relatively uniform installations, while a price per outlet approach is better for detailed work. A price not to exceed model provides a ceiling for the project cost, offering assurance to the client. Fourthly, be realistic. Don't underestimate the cost or time required to complete the project. Account for potential delays, unexpected issues, and material price fluctuations. Accurately estimating these factors is crucial for profitability and client satisfaction. Fifthly, negotiate. Be willing to negotiate with the client to reach a mutually acceptable price. Discussing the details of your bid and explaining the value you bring can help justify your pricing and build trust. Sixthly, get it in writing. Once a bid is accepted, always get a written contract that clearly outlines the scope of work, pricing, and timeline. This contract protects both you and the client and minimizes the potential for misunderstandings. When considering hiring help to expand from a one-person operation, consider the following points. Financial stability is important. Make sure your business is financially sound before hiring employees. Assess your current revenue, expenses, and cash flow to ensure you can afford the additional overhead. Training and supervision are important. Be prepared to provide training and supervision to new employees. Invest in their skill development to maintain quality workmanship and ensure compliance with safety standards. Workload is important. Have a consistent workload that justifies hiring help. Analyze your project pipeline and determine if there's enough demand to keep additional employees busy. Referrals are also helpful. Ask for referrals from other contractors or industry professionals. They can provide valuable insights and recommendations for qualified candidates. Let's delve deeper into the electrical considerations for a three-family house. Each unit features a similar layout: 2 bedrooms, a living room, a bathroom, and a kitchen. This consistency can simplify the bidding process. However, you must account for individual unit requirements and potential variations. Consider the wiring for appliances in each unit. The kitchen will require dedicated circuits for refrigerators, ovens, and microwave ovens. Bathrooms will need ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI, protected outlets near sinks. Living rooms and bedrooms will need general-purpose circuits for lighting, outlets, and other electronics. For the washer and dryer located 15 feet from the landlord's panel in the basement, a dedicated 240-volt circuit will be needed. This circuit must be appropriately sized for the appliance's amperage rating and comply with the National Electrical Code (NEC). The NEC provides guidelines for conductor sizing, overcurrent protection, and installation methods. For smoke detectors, interconnected smoke detectors are essential throughout the house. These detectors should be hardwired with battery backup to ensure they function even during power outages. Local codes may dictate the specific placement and quantity of smoke detectors required. Motion sensors in common areas enhance security and energy efficiency. These sensors can automatically turn on lights when movement is detected, reducing energy consumption and deterring intruders. When selecting motion sensors, consider their range, sensitivity, and environmental suitability. The hot water heater in the basement will require a dedicated circuit. The size of this circuit will depend on the water heater's wattage and voltage. Always consult the manufacturer's specifications and local codes to determine the correct circuit size and wiring requirements. Now let's consider the meter bank update and tenant load centers. Updating the meter bank involves replacing or upgrading the existing meters and associated wiring. This ensures accurate energy metering and compliance with utility company requirements. Each tenant will have their own 100 amp load center. This panel distributes power to the circuits within their individual unit. A separate 100 amp load center will be needed for the landlord's use, powering common areas and equipment. Let's discuss estimating electrical materials and supplies. Accurate estimation is crucial for a profitable bid. Start by creating a detailed list of all the materials required for the project. This includes wire, conduit, outlets, switches, light fixtures, load centers, smoke detectors, motion sensors, and other electrical components. Consult with electrical suppliers to obtain current pricing on these materials. Factor in waste and potential price increases when calculating your total material cost. Accurately estimating labor costs is equally important. Consider the time required for each task, such as rough-in wiring, installing outlets and switches, and connecting appliances. Multiply the estimated time for each task by your hourly labor rate to determine the labor cost. Factor in payroll taxes, insurance, and other employee-related expenses. Consider the complexity of the project and the skill level of your workforce when estimating labor costs. Now let's consider the NEC requirements. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards for safe electrical installations. Familiarize yourself with the NEC requirements that apply to your project. This includes conductor sizing, overcurrent protection, grounding, and bonding. Compliance with the NEC is essential for safety and code compliance. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, delays, and potential liability. Grounding and bonding are critical for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to return to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing electrical shock. Bonding connects metal parts together to create a low impedance path for fault current. Ensure that all grounding and bonding connections are properly made and tested. Now let's review some common electrical calculations. Understanding basic electrical calculations is essential for accurate bidding and safe installations. Ohm's law is a fundamental principle that relates voltage, current, and resistance. Use Ohm's law to calculate voltage drop, conductor sizing, and circuit loading. Power calculations are used to determine the amount of power consumed by electrical devices. Use power calculations to size circuit breakers, conductors, and transformers. Voltage drop calculations are used to determine the voltage drop in a circuit. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment malfunction and inefficiency. The NEC provides guidelines for maximum voltage drop allowed in branch circuits and feeders. When planning for wiring methods, consider the different wiring methods available, such as non-metallic sheathed cable, rigid metal conduit, and electrical metallic tubing. Choose the wiring method that is appropriate for the application and local codes. Factors to consider include cost, durability, and environmental conditions. Remember to properly size conductors for the intended load. The NEC provides tables that specify the allowable ampacity of conductors based on their size, insulation type, and ambient temperature. Undersized conductors can overheat and cause a fire hazard. Overcurrent protection is essential for protecting electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. Circuit breakers and fuses are used to provide overcurrent protection. The size of the overcurrent protection device must be matched to the ampacity of the conductor. For electrical safety practices, always de-energize circuits before working on them. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. Follow lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization of circuits. Inspect electrical equipment regularly for damage or wear. Replace damaged or worn equipment promptly. And lastly, consider the importance of documentation. Maintain accurate records of all electrical work performed. This includes wiring diagrams, panel schedules, and inspection reports. Proper documentation is essential for troubleshooting, maintenance, and future upgrades. Consider using electrical estimating software to streamline the bidding process. This software can automate many of the tasks involved in creating an electrical bid, such as material takeoff, labor estimation, and pricing. Electrical estimating software can save time and improve accuracy. Familiarize yourself with the permitting process in your local jurisdiction. Electrical permits are required for many types of electrical work. Obtain the necessary permits before starting any work. Inspections are typically required after the work is completed. Consider sustainable practices. Consider using energy-efficient lighting and appliances. Promote energy conservation to your clients. Dispose of waste materials properly. Recycle materials whenever possible. Remember, continuous learning is essential for staying up to date with the latest electrical codes, technologies, and best practices. Attend industry conferences and seminars. Read trade publications and online resources. Join professional organizations to network with other electrical contractors. Regarding specific code sections, NEC Section 210.21 addresses the use of allowable outlets and ratings. NEC Section 210.24 covers branch circuit requirements. NEC Section 220.12 provides the requirements for general lighting loads. NEC Section 250.118 covers types of equipment grounding conductors. And finally, NEC Table 310.15. B16 details the allowable ampacities of insulated conductors. By addressing these areas meticulously and thoughtfully, you'll find your confidence in electrical bidding will greatly improve.